All right, everybody. I said I would be back tonight, and here we are in Aloft. And to give you guys a little bit of a background with this game, it came out earlier this year, and I was really excited to check it out. I saw another big name group of individuals by the name of Neebs Gaming got their hands on this title, and they got to play a little bit of it. And what they did post really grabbed my attention. And so this has been out in early access for quite a while. I think it was released earlier this year, very, very early in the year. And we're already up to 0.3.4.24. And with the new update to this game has made it very, very interesting. It also cleared up some of the problems that I had with it when I first started playing it and kind of streamlined the gameplay. But enough about all that. Everybody here, including myself, we limited experience with this game, and I really want to let Aloft tell its own story to everyone. You'll see what I mean, but I've called it Hope Punk in a primitive universe with fantasy elements. And so we're going to go ahead and jump right in. We're going to start as a single player game. I theorize that it's probably so much better to play this game with others, for sure. We're going to select character. This is the character that I was testing on. I've had it for a while. Kind of dig his look. But we don't have to. We're going to start all over again and just kind of take everybody through the character creator. The body types are kind of limited, but that's okay. We've got like skinny, muscular, and a little extra padding, which is fine. It's very interesting art. I'm not a huge fan of how the heads don't change. The head feels like it's too small for some of the bodies. It maybe in this case it looks okay. But yeah, so we're gonna play around with some stuff. Maybe we should randomize and see what happens. Yeah, it's characters that look like they're older but have very young faces. Kind of throws me off a little bit. All right, let's try let's go with something like this here. And here we can have the clothes on and whatnot. The body, like, we have so much to choose from. I almost think like eye color doesn't matter because it's kind of just real easy to not notice. And a lot of even fantastic elements to eyes. Some of the face shapes are a little weird to me. They're very cherub. Angular. But I suppose it's just part of the art style, I think. This middle one is the one I kind of like the best. But there are others. Yeah, let's go with... I think this is the one I used for my other character. Check this out. This is a character I've made before, I think. The hairstyles are interesting, for sure. I love this one. It's got a very, like, fantastic classical Greek kind of feel to it, in a way, like classical Greek meets Pacific or Islander. Let's I don't know. I suppose that looks good. Facial hair, do I even want facial hair? Some of these are a little kind of on the ridiculous side, for sure. Oh, the mustache styles are separate. I didn't even realize that. Wow. That's actually kind of interesting. There's a piece of this game that I missed already. I don't know. What do we think of that? I think I could go for it. Looks good to me. Change the name here. Let's go the good old standby here. So that's going to be who we play, and we're going to go into start game, and I created this one just before we got the stream going. This is going to be a very dense universe, for sure. There's a lot of islands that I made just because I wanted to see a lot of diverse things, and also like the variation of island sizes makes a difference. Like if you are to turn an island into a ship, the smaller ones go faster, but they don't hold as much. The large ones are slower, require more to get going, but they can hold a lot more. And here's where we crash land from the storm. And we just kind of like how like Nightingale started. We're just walking along. We find ourselves in an alien world. Just like 7 Days to Die, we can pick stuff off the ground, things to help us build. We're not punching grass. But if there's one thing I noticed, like this game rewards being involved in the world. Like that is how you get ahead. You can just explore and you can farm and you can do all that stuff, but really getting involved and being a part of what comes next is vitally important. Always moving forward. They reward you for that. And I realize, like, no matter how much you farm, you always will need more. Especially, like, if you and this is like, when I mean that, it's just like, if you intend on doing some really insane but beautiful builds, you gotta really go hard. And I think what really draws me in is this is one of the best games for building that I've ever seen. Like, look at this. This is amazing. You can't punch nothing. But, and this goes on like this, you know? I think this game, I don't remember. The only other way I've been able to get out of first person is if you really got to be flying a ship. Put our clothes on. So here's where we learn how to make things. Just like that, you want to learn. This is the thing that they start you off with. And you can learn it, but you can also craft it. And then you can also, like, smashing a couple rocks together, you can create a sharp stone. Scott, yeah, combine until you get everything you need. And I think, yeah, there's not a whole lot of crafting stuff that you could do right away. There's a lot of basic recipes that you start the game with that you kind of have to discover as you go. Yeah, I think I've reached the limit of mine. And then they're all like, then when that happens, you open up B and you can go right into your building. And there's a difference between like building and filling out. You don't have to actually complete anything and it's all solid anyway. But you can do stuff like this and kind of pick it up behind you. And there are ways, like, this is sometimes how you can get a lot of components really quickly is by deconstructing things that already are in the wild. This is our knowledge stone. It has sort of like the same kind of vibe that No Man's Sky kind of held for me in the beginning. We're going to learn the workbench first. And this is where things get interesting, because this is where the knowledge tree, this changed dramatically. Normally you had to go to specific sites to get this. But now it's like, it just starts you off. There's a progression, kind of like perks in other games. And it's, yeah, like, really got to let this game kind of explain itself. And there are some things that can only be harvested in certain ways. All right, so you can't get through that with these other tools. And so it's saying build a workbench, which we should have all the stuff for. We're going to build it, escape out of it, equip the pickaxe through your inventory. So now they give us more stuff to work with here. I believe this is the pickaxe. And there's even more combinations, way more combinations of things. Now that we've got our pickaxe, this little progress icon at the bottom is basically, it's a guide for the most efficient use of it. Like if you want to be able to spend less time harvesting resources, pay attention to where the little yellow part is, and that's where you hit the button to take advantage of the most harvesting yield from the weapon. It basically makes it go faster. Otherwise, you're kind of struggling with it. And you can, I have been able to, at times, like, follow the progress thing, and then, like, you can transform or transfer your big swings over to something else. Yeah. And these are windstones, I believe. Yeah, you get windstones, which is another type of mineral. It used to be that we could also construct with stone. That had changed somewhere during the year. Now they start you off with wood. And I don't know, like, if you get more later. Yeah, so what are some of the other things that you can make? It's like, you can make torches, you can make spears. Yeah, this is one of the many creatures live in this fantastic world. I think that's the Leviathan. But look at this. Like, this is amazing. And then you're just kind of free to explore. There's a lot of things that you can gather and do, but I remember that if you take too much from an island, you can actually cause it to not grow lifeless, but to not have a sustainable ecosystem. So there's a limit to how much you can take. And so harvesting things with your hands is probably the best use of things. But if you start, like if I just started clear cutting this area, mining all the stone and taking all the trees down, that will actually hurt the island. So you got to be real careful about what you can take. But these things that you can harvest with your hands, not problematic at all. And with bigger islands, like if you take a certain percentage of what the island has before it starts becoming bad. And then, yeah, a lot of things that you can loot. And these are bits that were left behind by the people that your character is descended from, I believe. You're like a refugee in this world. Ooh. And these are, what are these? I think they're called reishi mushrooms. Yeah. These become important because the big struggle in this game is you're kind of you're fighting like the ravages of time and history, but also there is a sort of plague that has happened. And you kind of learn what it is while you play. But there's not a whole lot of storytelling. There's no like dialogue or anything. Things just are. and it's your job, or it implies that it's your job to pick up the pieces. And yeah, you can see like I'm gathering more and more resources just by taking from things that already exist, not by clear cutting or by being invasive. Because it's just safer for the environment, I think, to do things this way. And this is something that that you kind of accidentally find out over the course of this game. And there's so much you can do with the actual building. And yeah, there's like, this is, I wish you could, there's a thing that you need to build a bug net before you can do anything with insects that way. You can interact with it. Okay, that's new. I haven't seen that before, floating rocks like that. See, cleaning up all the burnt wood gives you charcoal, which you kind of need to like make schematics. And when you see like the biome light up at night, it's so beautiful. And you see the glare coming onto my screen? That is, I'm getting close to another stone. And there's so much happening. Like, it's this beautiful landscape everywhere. And although you can hear life, it's not seen a lot. Like, you kind of have to inspire it. And that kind of adds to the whole hope punk thing. Like, you hear frogs. There are frogs in this game, but they're very rare. Well, it's not a whole lot else I can do down here, but it's very pretty. And here's all the other floating islands. And you, like, the whole point of this initial island is figuring out how to get off of this initial island. And I can't jump off, so whatever I'm meant to do here hasn't happened yet, obviously, since we haven't progressed that far. We're still just basically exploring. But, you know, you see all this, which means civilization was here at one point in time. And it's kind of do your best, like try to get stuff that you can get. But again, like don't take too much from the environment, because there's a thing about this game that the environment is very, very important. And you can see here, like it wants us to reach that other stone. But like you find things, the things that are concealed, like this chest. Things that are, yeah, like bits that are left over from the civilization that came before us. And everything that I'm destroying is all things that we can craft. The first thing we learned how to craft beyond this is to create a glider stand. And this is where the game begins. Oh, I can't learn it yet. Well, that sucks. Okay. Maybe I think I probably should have held on to that point. But there might be another one here. I'm pretty sure there's 3 points here. You can't leave the island without being able to learn how to put up the glider. And also, like, these parts become important later because they're kind of telling you each one of these symbols means something, but you don't really know what they are until later, and it's mostly through inference. There we go. Face sculptures. These are cool trade scaling materials. And here's where things get kind of weird. Can we... There we go. The torch. And then we equip the torch, mousing over it, and then hit E, putting it in our fourth bar. And now we have a torch. We can gather in the dark. This game is super peaceful. This is a really good Zen time game to play. And yeah, like, oh man, like some of these vistas are breathtaking. Big, huge credit to the art style. It has a very kind of like Fey world aesthetic. There we go. Now we got the glare back, which means there's something else that we can learn while we're here. And you see where like everything starts getting magical really fast. Now that we're closer to, you know, where the civilization, where the people lived. And then later on, they start adding things like puzzles, which is amazing. Like these end up becoming puzzles. And here's where we run into our first pictogram. Now, I'm going to let this play, but I'm not going to tell you what any of this means. You have to figure it out on yourself. Now we can make the glider stand. Now, I believe this represents the discovery of flight, glider flight. And you come over here to the glider stand. It's kind of like a loom. Something is blocking your path and preventing the interaction. Is it from this side? Or is it because I'm too close to the other one? All right, that's fine. We can move it. So yeah, we're in the creation screen. We can create our own glider. But the basic Oculus here, like I do believe, like I haven't seen anything else. Yeah, sturdy, simple, and efficient, has no special attributes. So this is where we create our beginner's glider. Requires leaf. You get to choose your colors. We only have these two to choose from right away. And then we have some patterns and shapes, which we do not really have. But we're missing one item here. So we can back out. And we need to learn how to make, I believe it's this, yeah. One more cloth, but let's make another one just in case. Now, everything here with these yellow dots means that we can make something out of it that we haven't discovered yet. So let's play with some stuff. Sketchbook. A wood-bound booklet with charcoal sticks used to learn building pieces by sketching them from the environment. Yeah, this is where we learn how to make schematics. Then we craft a bandage. We should probably have a bandage available. Maybe a couple of bandages. Hey, not super useful to us right now because we don't have animals. This is how to craft clean water. I believe this is the sickle. But you see when things open up, that's when, like you can only make so much. So we may not have, and then the things that we have discovered, we can craft here. And this is the spear. Oh, the sword. There's one more tool. It's like the hoe tool. Yeah, whatever it is, we're missing the ingredient for it. But now, let's go back and we can build our Oh. Okay, I guess. One, two, three. There we go. Now we're set. Let's go with that. And then we come in here and we equip it. And now we have a glider on our back. And we could do like basic hops off the ground. It took me a long time to figure out how to fly. But that's not the only thing that we can do. There's a whole lot going on. Well, not a whole lot, but some. Like if you get a running head start, this is kind of fun. You kind of can get bursts like this. And then you can land on other islands that will support your weight. And then while you're here, there's stuff that you can gather. Or sometimes it's just nothing. But again, remember, each island is sort of like its own ecosystem. So if you take too much of it, you can actually harm the island. But yeah, and then you can go... You can't always go straight up, but you can get really, really close. Now, there's a whole lot of islands that have other bits that you can learn stuff on, and you're kind of meant, before you can really leave this particular section, you have to figure out what they are. You can see over here in the upper left-hand corner. And there's some islands that I found out you can't actually fly. I would love to do a large island build. I've not done one yet. But I've seen some of what people do build, and it can be kind of breathtaking. So there we go. Ladybug. Now, if you do take anything from an island, you can actually take from one island and plant it on another island to bring its environment back. Which I thought was pretty interesting. And you can see, yeah, there's so much of this already going on. And then we find wheat, which we need a, I do believe that we're, no, what am I looking for? Is it this one? Yeah. We're going to craft a bunch of these. Come sail away with me. Yeah, right? Did I actually have to build? Yeah, here we go. I don't particularly like the sword. It's probably not my favorite. I tend to run with the spear, I think, more. But yeah, I think we need a bunch of these. I think this is the field man. Yeah. So now that we've created the field guide, we wrote down all of our notes to make an ecosystem on a planet, or I'm sorry, on an island. There, and now we have that. So we have a couple more items to add to our equip. So we'll go ahead and get them set up. And now that we have it, we can harvest grain, wheat seeds, wheat. And the seeds that we get from our harvesting is another thing that we could use to bring... you can find dead islands and bring them back to life. There's a bunch of different ways that is done. Two main ones, though. But yeah, a lot of planets have different a lot of islands have different combinations of what'll bring them back. There needs to be like a ratio of organic life, which you don't really get into until you actually find one of those islands. Get about, let's do 30 dirty water. What's up, Surf? Yeah, I like these. I like these little islands here because they're kind of novelty, but you can't fly them. And every time I think I find like a big island that I want to fly, I'll drive it past another island and look at it and realize that that's not actually a very big island at all. Charcoal is one of those things that I always wish I have, because you need charcoals to make the schematics. And it's really easy to run out if you've made a lot of water. But yeah, like, this is all abandoned wreckage from our old ship. Because there's a crack coming up ahead, which is where you'll see everything. You see survivor encampment. But again, yeah, like, this is the best way to get wood in this game, is to literally just break apart stuff that already exists. And if you see resources that you could use, you should take them. No? Okay. Blueberries are especially important. I did not find that out until later. And there's another reason why to do, like, being able to find all this. But also, just to give you an idea, like, here's how we make schematics. Open up the book. You see we got 36 charcoals and 1 bit of paper. We definitely need storage. Write it down, and now we know how to craft a wood chest. And that's basically all you really need to know to get yourself started in this game. There is so much to know, but that is the tutorial is laid out very, very well. But paper and charcoal and water are like the life's blood. There are food buffs in this game. You don't need them, but they're very, very useful to have, but it doesn't punish you if you don't eat or drink, which is something I thought was pretty amazing. But yeah, the game really goes out of its way to reward you for stuff like this. Like, they want you to, like, clean up and do things with your environment. They really try to push it out. Like you don't have to do all of it. Like, I don't clean up everything because it gets kind of tedious, but you can do that. There's I remember the first time I cleaned a completely poisoned island out, I thought I had to get rid of everything, and it took me like an hour to get rid of all the dead plant matter. And I realized that I didn't have to do all that. This game does have a very beautiful day and night cycle. And we're still on the island that we started from too, by the way. It's just, it was so big. There's so much to do here. There we go. More paper. Because you need paper to make schematics so that you can build new things. For the most part. But there's like, yeah, you can't do anything about that barnacles. I don't even think you can. Can you? I don't even think you can. Yeah. Oh, no, you can. Okay. That's something that was changed. You used to not be able to do that. The remains of a campfire. Yeah, so we picked up a tool. That would be right here. This is a seaweed basket. Leaf bucket. And you can carry water in that. At least that's the only way I've been able to use it. What do we got here? Oh, there we go. And loot is random, I believe. There we go. Yeah, we're still in the same island that we started with. And you do shit like that, yeah. Boom. That's probably enough stone for now. Yep, this is where we first started. The bridge that I built to get across. Yep, little light lampshade. And we're back out into the greater island. And away we go. More paper. And I do believe now we know how to make leaf baskets. So we've got another form of storage. And I do believe like it's wise to do that because those are cheaper to make than the chests are. Once more through the tunnels. Because there's another schematic I'd love to get my hands on. It was too far away the first time I saw it. Otherwise, I would have gotten it right there. But you can learn how to craft anything from the civilization that you come from. So anything that has been laid down that isn't all like weirdly magical looking, you can definitely have the ability to craft that later. Mm-hmm. I think we got everything we needed off that island. Let's go to the next one. And there's, yeah, another thing to know about flight. Yeah, you could do stuff like that. You're landing, you will never hurt yourself from landing. I don't get that, but I don't care either. There's nothing on this island. So we go to the next one here. Some of these islands will have civilization on them, and boom, you see that? Yeah, just crash land right into it. But enough resource gathering. I see, yeah, here we go. Here we go. Another learning bit. Knowledge gained. What is next? Basic construction stuff? Let's do it. So now we know how to build homes and everything. Homes, basic construction. Actually, they say it's basic, but in actuality, there's a lot more to it than that. And I've discovered islands that are vast, that don't really have a whole lot, but are very beautiful, versus there are some like small ones that are very dense. Like I found one island, it was really, really tiny, and it was like a couple of sheep living on this tiny island by themselves, which I thought was interesting. Sometimes you can find frogs in these ponds. But yeah, kind of awesome. There's a lot of stuff that we're going to need, but we need the skill points first. So you see find lost sailing knowledge. We're not going to be able to build a ship until we have all 4 of those. And they are found on the various islands. But you're not going to be able to build them until you have all the crafting materials for them as well. All right. So that's where we came from over there. It's real easy to get lost too, by the way. And I know for this first area, you really need to kind of systematically go through everything. And because some of them are hidden or require puzzles to get through to learn about the sailing. But other than that, not all of them have stuff on them. You know, just fun little islands. And then over there is one of the poisoned islands. They have that island over there has been infested with like some kind of invasive fungus. And there's a weapon that I need in order to fight it, but we don't have it yet. I don't remember what it was that I needed to craft it, though. Yeah, here's all of our basic stuff. And it says basic, but there's a lot going on to this. There is a lot going on with this building creation menu. Yep, and these are our schematics that we figured out for storage. Face sculptures, things that you could do with that. But we're looking for, we need this. And we're looking to craft... Yeah, we haven't crafted it yet. Not that. What do I need for it? I don't know. Do I... Hold on. I'm going to look this up. I'm going to look this up. There's a specific... It's called a dorkip. Aha! Okay. There it is. And a game I've not seen. Oh, yeah, I think you'd love this game, Miss Kylene. I think you would love this one. It's very, very pretty. Come over here, and we want to equip the doorkip. And you can see it's kind of like a hoe and a spear. It doesn't do a whole lot of damage, but what I really like about it is it keeps enemies away. So let's go fight some bad guys. Whee! And boom! Already in the shit. We're fighting these little cordyceps. Or, little mushroom bad guys. Which protect these. Like this, like weird, evil slime molds. And you can't loot anything, and you can't take anything away from these islands until you clear out the mushroom manifestations. All the sickness. It won't let you. But not everything here. See, you can see, yeah, you see all these baubles? Whatever I need to learn is inside those. I think the only thing I can take, yeah, like I can kill these. And that's really, really good because sometimes you gotta actually hack through them in order to get places. But also, interesting thing is that they will, if you put stuff up, you can block the mushroom creatures from coming after you. Yeah, and they hit really, like, when you first start this game, they hit really hard because I'm only wearing cloth. And I haven't started cooking yet. When you get into the cooking, that's when this game, like, your health bar gets gigantic. So in a lot of ways, it's got a more, sort of, I want to say, Valheim kind of feel to it, I'd say. So I've destroyed 2 nodes so far. So there's 1 corruption core on here. So I got to find the corruption core and kill the fungal nodes. And there, I think that's the like that one right there, the central corruption node. See how he's kind of stuck? You can kind of use everything to your advantage. But the spear is a really long weapon, and it keeps the bad guys at bay. Yeah, that's too thick. I can't get through that. And not all of these mushrooms are destroyable. There's a couple of mushrooms in here that will, like, explode, and you'll be poisoned by spores. Yeah, things that I can take. I always thought it was interesting to, like, free an island and then use that as your ship. Lens Island, yeah, I've heard of Lens Island. I've seen that one. That one's actually on one of my lists too. Lens Island looks amazing. So now, yep. Now that we managed to free the last, we can take out the central corruption node. And when you get it, and that is the basic premise of the entire game. Take out the corruption, and the island becomes vibrant again. This is an island that people tend to take over pretty quickly. I've seen playthroughs of other people And it's just it's can be a massive farm area. Wood stockpiles, leaf stockpiles. It's really good to be. It's got everything this island does. It's got a massive amount of trees, so you can take a lot from it. Yeah, we got gather great chestnut seed. So it looks like this island was in the process of being farmed until it got corrupted. Now this is where like the evil mother brain thing is, because if you don't get rid of that, we don't know what happens, and I've never let it sit long enough for me to find out. Yep. Trees. Now I could replant these trees if I wanted to. But anything that you see in game that looks like it was made by people is stuff that you can build. Like I could build that. It's a little off kilter. You see how it's kind of slanted and weird? And what is this? Is this salt crystals? Yeah, you kind of need those for later. And then you can just kind of clear out everything else. Yeah, that's actually one of them right there. Hold on. Absolutely have to have light sources. Faster than 7 days to die. No, I just got a massive amount of wood out of that. But I have done builds that's required over 4 stacks. So, yeah. So we're just going to get into this a little bit. So what we saw was, now that we can... Let's go ahead and place a little house here. Now it snaps when you kind of like in a very Fallout kind of way. Also, not everything has to snap like full, like that way. You can actually like half stack some of these. And then let's go into the walls, I think. And so you get, but also like look at the kind of walls we've got. There's so many different kinds. Yeah, it's a little more complicated than say Pal World was. I don't have turf, so I can't put that back up, but kind of fun times. And this is just like a square building more than anything. And then you go in and you fill it up. Hey, what's up, Echo? And then you got the basic makings of a house, I suppose. And they've got triangle pieces, which means you could do some pretty comprehensive stuff. And yeah, like even a small building like this, you're going to go through a crap ton of wood. I just wanted to show Kylene something real quick. But there's a lot of things that you could do with this because they really get into like very, very granular with the way it is. And like you can set up, if I wanted to put a room in, say. Booyah! What's up, Lost? Yeah, it's simple, but also amazing. Like, look at the detail. Oh, I don't have the ability to craft it because I'm missing a component that I have not created yet. We're going to dismantle that. But it is such a beautiful game. It's so beautiful. I would love, and it's multiplayer. You can have up to 8 people in your world. And when you plant things, they're always growing. The landscape of your island will change to match. Crossplay? No. I think this only exists on Steam. I've only seen it on Steam. But if you want, you should definitely look it up. Yeah, but it looks like this was... Whoever lived here had a tree farm. And I believe, like, this was set up so that, you know, you go to this tree farm and you get everything you need out of it, because down the road, you're going to be thankful that you looted this tree farm for everything. Now, I could chop all these trees down. Like, there's a lot of life on this planet, or on this particular one. So the stuff that I'm taking is not going to hurt it. And I'll show you in a minute what that means. Yeah, corn. And I can't get that butterfly yet, but... So there's a... Where's my field guide? Did I actually craft it? Yeah, no, I actually need to... So how about that field guide? Yeah, there we go. I have everything I need for it. So when you have the field guide, let's unequip some of these items because we don't need them at the moment. You have your field guide, you go and you analyze, and it'll tell you if we have the ecosystem. So this is something that I found in Green Hell. You have your flora amount, your fauna amount, and your fungal amount. All has to be within a certain ratio, and you'll see it like right there. And then to contribute to the island's ecosystem, small animals must be native to the island's biome. So we can only do stuff that's from this particular biome. Missing habitat. So these are the problems that can exist. To inhabit an island, small animals need a suitable habitat, so you can build one from the building menu. So we haven't learned how to build habitats for animals yet. Mostly it's just like build a pasture. After being introduced to an island, small animals undergo a nesting period before they officially make it their home. Once they are nested, they will periodically respawn on it. So if I were to put like frogs or birds or butterflies on here, more will spawn as the days progress. Hidden. Some animals are hidden. This is true. Frogs I've been able to find on lily pads, but only if you clear ponds of all of the water plants. Some small animals can appear at any time. Only some appear during the day and only some at night. Heal an island's ecosystem. Fill the empty spaces for which it needs. Some needs require an amount while others require diversity. So not all of the islands are the same. But you can see, like, we've got birds coming back already. These are swifts or kites or something. Now, rocks don't significantly take away from an ecosystem. I've found that to be true. But I could literally terraform this entire planet. Or this entire... I keep saying planets like it's No Man's Sky or something. Yep, and there's no clipping in this game either, so you can literally like come in and do so much. But now that we've gotten rid of the corruption on the island, we can go and we can totally loot it. But yeah, like building, like that's very simple building. When you get into the building a ship from an island, it gets wild what you can do. I have seen, like, I've played around in creative mode to make ships. And it's crazy what you can accomplish. So we're going to go ahead and restock our wood. Yeah, because sometimes you can just find things. I wish that you could pick up pre-existing stuff off the ground. Like, I would love to just be able to take this basket and move it to somewhere else. I have not been able to figure out how to do that yet, though. But we do need, like, I grabbed saplings in particular. It's very important to grab those because, again, you're not taking from the ecosystem when you grab them. Oh, I sometimes get that mixed up. Look at all that wood I've got now. And believe it or not, 3 stacks of wood, you're pushing it. You can build on a small island for that much. Knowledge gained. So now we have a point that we can put in. Okay, so we haven't found the main one yet. There's still some other ones in the vicinity of where we're at. And hold on real quick. Let's examine. This is something I found you should definitely do. Oh yeah, here's another thing. Like these right here. Updrafts. And there are even downdrafts. You got to be careful because downdrafts can kill you. Sometimes you'll find on these islands, there's like little caves just below. Sometimes, not every time. But yeah. Yep. Oh, did I get turned around already? Where is the place that we need to be? That's one of the... Did I... Hold on real quick. I think this is one of the ones that we went to already. No! Here we go. Okay. This is an example of stone structure that you can build later. Oh, yeah, I remember this island is rich with stuff, so we might end up being here for a little while. We don't... I guess we can kind of chill on wood, but I definitely want the charcoal. Yeah, and I can pull this whole tower down. This is a fully destructible tower. More paper, just what we need. Aha, and now we have rope. So we got our hands on our first rope. More paper. We're going to need a lot of paper because there's a lot of things that we got to learn how to build while we're here. Actually, now that I think about it, do I have it equipped? Let's equip it real quick. Stone fence. Huh. Is there foundations? This is different. It used to be that stone wall. Stone stairs. Okay. All right. That's new. It used to be that... Like there was something very specific to building stone structures. Oh, hello. Yeah, see, finding hidden stuff. So what was the glint that caught my eye? Is it down? Oh, okay, I see where it is. Please let this be what I think it is. So the rudder will allow us to turn the airship. And this lets us know that there's a whole lot going on down below there. Blueberries, so many blueberries. Like farming blueberries was one of those things that my very first checking this game out, farming blueberries became super important because like blueberries are used to make a fungicide. There we go. Leaf floater. Leaf floater allows us to trim our elevation. Nice. No, there's nothing hidden behind any of this. And where stone pads go is definitely where you should follow. Because they will always lead you to something interesting. Yeah, so somebody lived here at one point in time. I've got way too much wood now. I don't need that much wood. But yeah, look how beautiful this is. So I got to do something to open this door. And the puzzles are not super, like, mental. Like, barriers, there's, like, some stepping puzzles. No, you gotta, the NPCs, there are the remains of civilizations, but I have not, in my limited time in this game, figured out where the settlements are. I haven't made it that far at all. I haven't really made it that far into this game. I just know that the times I played it, like I wanted to keep the wonder real. I wanted to get it up on stream, but it just wasn't ready yet. And I wanted to be able to do this like this. So here's another fresco. And judging by the look of it, let's go ahead and get into it here. I know you would love to play this game, Kylene. You would love it so much. This game is right up your alley. It's like not a whole lot of combat, but a lot of building and a lot of farming, taking care of animals. You can get sheep, you can get goats, you can get I found a llama, and you can shave them for wool. It's still in early access. So now we have the capacity. We're missing one more item. You can see up here in the Forgotten Legacy, find lost sailing knowledge. If it's on this island, that would be lovely, because then I am going to build a ship, and I'm going to show you guys how to fly an airship. Let's fast track that a little bit. Because I will fly around islands and just kind of scout them before I really go into it. There's a lot on this island that I should definitely get my hands on. Because there's like so much obscures everything here. This is another crash ship. And if you cut it down, sometimes crash ships will reveal stuff left behind, like rope. You won't know it until you take them out. I like these little Valheim-like houses that are just kind of built into the landscape. Yeah, sky ores. That's my very first tree I knocked down. Fortunately, like, not going to hurt the ecosystem of this island. It's pretty lush. Huh. More rope. Rope is super useful. Sometimes it's fun to just float. See if there's a... Did I get everything out of here? I sure did. Playing other stuff than post-apocalyptic games. Well, this game technically is post-apocalyptic. Because what we haven't learned yet, what the frescoes haven't told us yet, is the fungal outbreak is the reason why everybody spread to the winds. Not everybody knew what to do about the fungal outbreak. And there's so much of this island that we have not explored. Yeah, like, I'd hate to miss blueberries. Blueberries are a really good resource in this game, and you'll need as much as you can get. Rope is another one. It doesn't look like I have any more paper. Can I? Nope, I can't sketch a fireplace. And then, like, I can do sketch, like, little tables and stuff, but I don't need those. We already have tables available. I would love to be able to like sketch the barrels and maybe like if they're like better holding containers. But like there's so much systematically that you could do. Like I like to fly up to an island and then just kind of explore what it is, find a good landing spot. Yeah, I think I've been here already. That's the way into the inside. Did I miss anything? I don't think I did. Yeah, I think I grabbed these. Oh, no, I didn't. Oh, there we go. There's another sketchbook. You only need one tool. One of each kind of tool. Like ever. But they will occasionally reward them in case you didn't figure it out. That's good for folks that didn't. But yeah, I think this is pretty much this one. If there's going to be more to learn for flying, it's probably not going to be on this island. And I would probably wager a guess that it's on a poisoned island. Yeah? Have a good night, Miss Kylene. I love it. No fall damage. Here's a little gathering spot. I don't need it. I don't think I need any of this stuff here. But this trellis is pretty. We'll enter that into the Book of Lores. Mushrooms, always need mushrooms. Is this the... No, that's not the flowers. There's yellow flowers that you can pick up that allow you to make the bug net. Yep. Little tiny island, but it's got a lot of character. And whee! And again, sometimes, you know, there are little hidden gems everywhere. Oh, no. Climb. And whoop. Huh. Yeah, okay, so this looks familiar. Yeah. So we've been to these islands already, I believe. Oh, yeah. This is where, because that island over there is where you start from. Did we check this one out? Oh, yeah, this is one of the infect. Yeah, this is the one that we brought back to life. Yeah, so we're looking for more of these. All right. Look up, we'll look low. Let's go here. Is there anything over? This looks like it's got nothing. But I do see an infected island over there. Look at that. Perfect skid. Grab charcoal. Not a whole lot going on here, I don't think. Not up on top. But it looks like stuff down below. Anything over here on this area? Nope. Okay. We're free to go in then. Oh, yeah. Okay. So this was something, these are something that's been added. You see these blue crystals? This is a new element, and they create new things, new tools. And you don't get a whole lot of them. Not at first, but they represent the next level of tools. And there's another one for salt. Salt is another mineral you get later. There's not a whole lot. Yeah, this one isn't big enough to really show what all that has. All right, off to the next one, and it looks like we've got a fight ahead of us. Oh, there's actually a smaller one. Oh, yeah. I know where we're at. Okay, so this is the same starting realm that everybody gets. There is a whole... This island right here is the one that people tend to take over and turn it into something. And this is why I love the spear. And they give us fibers whenever they're dead. Now, we can't loot anything from here until we clear out the corruption, so let's deal with that. And then we can take that out. Yep, that's what it is. The fungal infestation is what corrupts the skies. Yep, and there's our learning stone. So that's where we're going to learn a new skill. It won't be a flight ability, but it'll be something. Yeah, you can... Is it over here? Yeah. And then we look to the sky. There should be another one. Oh, there it is. All the mushrooms dead. I like pushing the mushroom people off the edge. All right, that takes out the last one. which lowers the central corruption. Yeah, there's almost always one that guards it. One or two, sometimes, depending on the difficulty. There we go. Yeah, and these are all of our storage items that we're going to need. So we learned all that, and yay! This island is actually a very good island to turn into your first ship. It does require quite a bit of work, though. Aha! Evicted. That's a shame. I wanted Miss Kylene to see me build something. Like an actual, like an actual airship. Yep, I'm already full up on... What is this? Pick up wood times 11? Yep. Okay, so we are definitely super chubby. So it kind of... Let's do that. Definitely need the paper. And then we'll do some repairs on everything, kind of get her ship shape. Ooh, there's something I haven't seen before in here. All right, so we got some rocks that kind of need to... That's not hurting anybody. I actually kind of like the way that looks. We're going to need all of this wood, without a doubt. Oop. All right. All right. Time to repair. Oh. Oh, that's problematic. Storage, we want wood stockpile. Let's go. Let's hold these over here then. Or wait, we don't even have, we've got this one right here. Oh. Hmm. Ah. Okay. There we go. So kind of fun. Let's go ahead and repair. And we can store some stuff in here that we don't need right away. What's good? Just like little things. And like in the consumables, I've never had to worry about that. So now we got our own little house. Yeah, this all requires like, and you got to tear it up off the ground to put it up on top of roofs. Cool. Now to get this to go, we have to claim it. And that requires this right here. So we could put this in the island right here. And then we'll interact with it. Now what this will do, since I've interacted with this, now this island is preparing itself for flight because of the magic kite that I put up. And I have the ability to teleport here whenever I want. Doesn't mean it can fly yet because we got to put up other things. For instance, we do need to be able to fly this thing and see where we're going. So this is kind of a good idea. And then we have a rudder because we want to be able to turn the ship. So we could put, you know, 1, 2. And rudders are actually pretty cheap. So we got rudders. So now we can turn this tub. Then we want a couple of these. Oh, we need windstones. Okay. So let's go get our windstones. We can make a couple, but we only need 2. You are missing resources. Oh, I need a... Cool. We can work here. We'll attach that to the side. And then we definitely want to know where we're going. So I try to keep this thing in a place like centrally located. And then this tells us where we're at. You know, there's a couple of... Oh, nope. Oh, yeah. Where are we at? We're over in this cluster. So here's the starting islands right here. And these are all the islands that we... Like, this is the island that we're currently on. These are the islands that we've been to. This is the next area over. I've made it to, like, over here. That's as far as I've done. But we still don't have the ability to propel forward. And I think we're not going to learn that here yet. But just to give you an idea of like what we can do, first of all, we get a buff if we sleep. And that's our island. We can go up and we can go down, but we can't go any other way. This one I've tried to play with before. Like, how can I make like a ship using a tiny island? And this was one I tried to play with, but I ran out of wood. And then I deleted the save because I was just like, all right, I don't know what I'm doing with this thing now. But this is a great place to come and like get your hands on a lot of... Like you look like this, somebody made this into an actual ship, but it's a very tiny island, as you can see. And there's a bunch of these in this area. Like here's another one. I think this is one that I did actually do at one point in time. Oh, wait. No. I'm sorry. Not this one. Not this one. Yeah, I think it was that one. Now, that is a big island that people have used. There's like people have submitted that particular island as their first ship. Not a whole lot going on with this one. So we want to... Yeah, that's where we want to be. This is the one. Okay, we've got a storm coming. Oh my god. Okay, so let's get some consumables. We want that. We want clean water, and I suppose let's get the burnt meal because why not? Now again, we can't loot anything until we take out all the bad guys. These are a lot harder to fight if you don't buff yourself. And they telegraph their shots. Oh, but they can dig behind you like mole rats. This is, yeah, if I could push him off the edge. Whoops. It sucks to be you. But you see how flat this area is? This is great to build on. Is that all of them? Oh, yeah. There's a way that like you can get in there and get that chest without actually getting in. Oh, did I miss one? I sure did. You see that little stream of light over there? Yep, that's what I thought. All right, one down. Is there any yuck here? The little yucky bulbs? There's one. Oh, hello. Can't let him get too close because he will punch me. And there's different kinds of fungal enemies as well. I think he might be trapped behind this thing. Like he can't get to me back there. Oh yeah, another thing. You can fight on high ground and like they definitely can't touch you. Because they gotta hop up to get you. Yep, see? Yeah, he just hit me. Cool. There's another one down. Ooh, screw you, bastard. There we go. Got the last one. Then the central corruption opens up. All right. Let's see if we can tease out. There he is. Oh, okay. So when you take out the central corruption, yeah, leap attack. There's like a... There we go. And now we loot. But yeah, you can see there's so much like wood here. Like you wouldn't need to bring wood to this island to be able to craft a boat because there's already so much here. Yeah, that's the one thing that kind of sucks is they're like, there's manure down there, which helps get a farm started. So it's just like, yeah, you know, you could totally set this place up, but you might have to tear part of your house down to get to the manure. But this is an outhouse. Because there's a couple more pieces down below here. You can't really get to. Oh, no, I guess they moved them. All right. Is there flowers down there? Because sometimes that's a factor. The loot is not always the same. Because some of these worlds are procedurally generated. Yeah, but there's like so much turf that you could create a civilization no problem on here. Like a multiplayer civilization. Yeah, this is so rich with resources. It's just not a whole lot of farming going on here. They give you maneuver. I guess they assume by now that you're meant to have like a whole bunch of plant seeds. Ooh. Aww. I've never seen this before. That's cool as hell. Loot the lizard. Yep, you need a thing for that. A bug net. Oh, this was a store. Hmm. So much paper. Yep, they do this because they want you to be able to take schematics. Although I don't think there's anything here for schematics that I actually need. Like that might be something. So is it 4? Yeah, I think I was here before already. Chair. Yeah, you can see all these really interesting asymmetrical house building. Whoever built the POIs in this game are, you know, have some impressive skills for building. The sails. Now we can move the island. Hell yeah. And as stated previously, like, this is a gigantic island. There have been like Reddit threads about how somebody like this island, or wait, no, is this this one? I think they made it too big, but I won't know until I get back to mine. Where's my marker? There it is. All right. So now, do I not have a hammer? Oh, there we go. So now, you are missing some resources. Oh, I need more wind stones. Okay, are there any here on this island? I'm gonna guess not. Oh, there's one. So I need 3 wind stones total per sail. Which means we gotta go find some. Oh, there's one. All right, so I can get 1 sail up. Still enjoy it? Yeah, absolutely. And you can see, like, this island is massive according to the weight one right there. Oh, do I not? Yeah, I need another. Yeah, so I need another sail to have enough wind power to be able to move this one. So let's go back to this island. Windstones, there we are. Yeah, I'm digging it. I mean, I do get problems with OBS, but not with YouTube anymore. What's up, Hala? How you doing, man? You just get home from work? Oh, there's another one. All right, how many windstones do I have now? 10. Okay, we're off to a good start. Cool, cool, cool. Maybe I should grab 2 more. Just in case. Chilling in Raccoon City. So I learned recently that there was another Resident Evil movie that came out in 2021 that had Tom Hopper playing Wesker. I only just learned about that today while I was eating dinner. Build enough sails. Yeah, 93 of 100. So I need 2 sails minimum to move this island. Okay. But we need rope as well. How do we make rope? I do believe it's microfibers. Yeah. There we go. There we go. So we should be able to have... Oh, yeah, we're good. We're good. Let's put this one here. Because sometimes the position of sails means something. Only we're doing this for testing. There we go. Use the table to set a waypoint. Let's go. So now we've set a waypoint. It's a little over there. Let's sail, y'all. Turn this craft about. Not a fan of this tree. All right. And we are moving a little. All right. Yeah, very slowly we are moving. I don't have this on full tilt. We're going to give this a little trim. And we're going to drop elevation a little. We're going to pull up right up beside it, though. Oh, yeah, look at that. Yeah, when that light's on, you see like that light right there went on. There's something down. Yeah, yeah. You open up the door and you come on down. Salt crystals. There we go. Space Ghost. What's up, son? There's no bigger test of patience than typing your email address on a TV with a remote. I'd say that you're doing it wrong. Now, the caves inside these things are not, like, super crazy. It's easier to get lost on top of an island than it is... anywhere else. It's like a cabinet for all my phones that I've been collecting. Yeah. You have enough of them, huh? That's the thing about, like, having a hobby like that. Once you start collecting things, then you got to have, like, storage for all of it. I hear the music. There's something nearby for... Now, I don't need this salt at the moment, but it's nice to have it. But later on, you use it for cooking. Knowledge stone, baby. Yeah, so here's where things get a little weird. Like, you definitely... Like, this is where it starts getting... Like, you come up here, and these things are useful, but you don't necessarily have to have them. But you definitely need these to bring... Because these are, like, seed pods, yeah. And you definitely need a leaf bed. But, like, this helps you kind of bring everything back. And you're just going to have to deal, like, as a first, it's just like, yeah, you could upgrade to the bed, which gives you better sleep buffs or better well-rested buffs. You know? But there's some island, you got to save an island before you can press on. It's in the next area. Like, there's a huge dead island that you got to wake up. And so this is all kinds of... tends to become preparatory for that. Yep. And then there's another flight. The ancestral wind guides our way, brings us closer to our purpose. Now, I could get other sails, but like this right here, the Storm Chaser, yeah, strange device capable of finding specific objects and locations through mystical means, becomes very, very important later. Because if you miss items in the world, that thing is kind of like, it leaves a smoke trail. When you activate it, it leaves a smoke trail. It costs a certain amount of resources to activate it, depending on what you're looking for. But when you do, the smoke trail will lead you to what you're looking for, which is pretty freaking amazing. But those other sails are also really, really good. It's just, we don't really need them right now. We've got the basics. We got exactly what we need to do what we got to do. And then, hey, and then, like, we didn't really get into this much, but when you get this going here, you get to collect plants and stuff. You can kind of mow the lawn. You just got to worry, like, can't do it too much. But it's really good to get seeds that you can bring to another island. You'll be glad you did. But you, again, don't overload. Don't put too much strain on the biome that you're in. This is a pretty lush island, so I don't have a whole lot of fear. But you never know, because I've accidentally done that. I had plundered an island of its natural resources enough to, like, it was just like, oh no, you've caused an ecological imbalance. And I was like, uh-oh. That's one of the things I was hoping for right there. Oh, you son of a bitch. All right, let's try this out. Because drifting down is easier than drifting up. And it's just salt. All right, let's grab it. And sometimes if you dig up the weeds, yeah, you'll find things that the weeds were concealing. Like, it's kind of weird how much you can find. But you got, like, again, you got to be real careful with it. Like, an island like this is probably not that bad off because there's so much going on. Like, the tree cover alone makes sure that it's got a lot of positive plant diversity going on here. Yep. There's fungi, I don't see any birds, but birds are kind of rare. But there's water. Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff here. Yeah. And now that I'm back at home, yeah, there's a lot can be done in this game. So what do you guys think, you know? What do you guys think so far? Not bad, huh? Probably need those. Leave stockpiles, you know, you can just place them. Yep, you can also, like, quick stack stuff. You know? Place some hay down. Oh, okay. Yeah, if you have hay bales down, then you can have animals can graze on your island if you don't have a whole lot of grass. Hmm. Yep. You can use that to plant trees, but you got to know how, what to do. Yeah. Light sources, wind chimes, chairs. It's all here. What is it? Is it? Yeah, that's where this gets really weird. Like, so much of this gets, like, yeah. This building was not built very, very well. Because they could have built this with half the amount of turf. It should be pretty comfortable on the inside now. Yeah, you can definitely tell new wood from old wood for sure. Yeah, we got a cute little house on a cute little island. You know, you can just let it take you places. And every day that you spend on this island, the resources kind of, they grow and they grow. Go ahead and take a fly around. And what I like about these like stems in front is, like, if I wanted to, like, I could create like a little dock area where I could, if I gather enough animals, I could just carry them on over. I think one of the cooler things about having your own island is this feature right here. Because let's just say, you know, you get to a place that you want to be, and then you realize that you spent a lot of flight time getting here, and then you're like, oh, I've already been here. Oh no, what do I do? Just like that. Makes it real easy. Ta-da! Not bad. But I think we're going to call it there. This was just kind of like something I wanted to put out there. You know, if you guys want this to be a serious thing, it can be a serious thing. But if not, you know, I have so many other things to choose from. There's so much I've got. Like, I still haven't even played The Last of Us 2 or The Last of Us 1 and 2 yet on this channel. And I've been meaning to do that for quite a while. But yeah, the 7 Days to Die content is a little dead at the moment. It wasn't really getting a whole lot of, it wasn't attracting a lot of attention. And then 7 Days to Die is in a really weird position at the moment. It's become very unpopular because of what's happened. And then I learned today that there's also something else that happened that was kind of unpopular with people. So, you know, there is dealing with that. So I thought maybe, you know, try something new. Yeah, all this wood. We could probably just condense it down. There, that's your full wood pile right there. But yeah, So, yeah, let me know what's going on in Discord or in chat or, you know, wherever you think that you can reach out to me. Let me know if you want to see more Aloft. This is just the tip of the iceberg. Like, we haven't even made it really out of the tutorial zone quite yet. Because you could do this for hours trying to get your ship just right, because there's so much that you can do and so many ways that you can build, you know. And like, one of the techniques I wanted to do was like literally leave the island alone. Like, don't mess with the island itself for its like, don't pull up the turf, don't mow the lawn, just gather the resources when it offers it to you, but then build like a stilted part up in the air where you've got all your civilization built up around the edges of the island. You know? Kind of like how this is. You see how the wood all comes off? Yeah, what's to stop you from like building a giant wing where like stairs go up and you have this big stilted house over here on one side? You've got a big stilted workshop over here on this side. You know, there's lots of things that you could do, and that'll keep you from taking the resources from the island itself. And this isn't even like the cleanest island I've done. Let me show you my personal save. It's not built up better because I didn't just take something over. Like, I literally cleared it and then rebuilt the ecology from scratch because I went down a rabbit hole with it. The ecological status of the island itself, and then kind of built a ship in the front of the island, and I left the back to be where my animals were grazing. Is it select character, start game, and then the airy? I was playing this earlier today, checking out the new stuff, which has made me kind of want to go to play it on stream. And I contacted the people on Twitter, I believe. I poked them on Twitter. What is it? Astrolabe Interactive. Let me see if it actually got their attention. Nope. Ah, well, that's fine. So here's what I've got set up over on this island. Oh, there's all kinds of poop. So I had this, I actually had like 3 stones in here, but then I accidentally hit one and I was like, well, I messed it all up now. But yeah, this is where I was building a ship off the level. I've got a fireplace over there, storage up here, poison for fungicide. I've got a lot of resources built into this place. There's my little workstation, my bed, you know. And where am I? Yeah, I was about to go down and clear that out. But I'm not that far from, like, distance-wise. It's just that I've explored, like, probably 20 islands at this point in time before I reach this from the save that you guys saw before. And you come over here, and then I'll just take a look at it. So this is where, like, one of the corrupt civilizations was. This island is completely dead. And you could see where, like, they're trying to build a bridge over to this island. All the way over here. They're building a covered bridge. And you can do that. You can connect islands together. Look at that. I hadn't gotten them all out of here yet. But, like, rams. But if you don't, it's kind of a better idea to, like, have one of these civilized islands where you don't have to worry too much. And there's one. Hell yeah. Baby. You know? I mean, I'm not going to say this because I'm going to end up doing this on my own later. But yeah, you could see, like, they have their little glider stands up that they just never got off the ground. Their little areas here. Like, somebody actually had a settlement here. Yeah, and these are the flowers that you need to make a bug net. You know? Somebody came in and the Fire Nation attacked, and before you know it. But if I just wanted to, I could take this island over and claim it as a farming area and just leave all my animals here to graze. And then every now and then I'd come back and I'd leave hay bales on the ground, collect up all the poops, grab all the wool, and then I could start making cloth sails and burlap sails. Yeah, these are all yurts. This is cool looking. But you can see, yeah, like I've even got a different tool set. You know? Different tools. These are windstone tools. But stuff like that, you know? And there's probably a dungeon inside this thing. I have not done a full dungeon yet. But I'm told, like, you cannot actually, this particular island, you can't turn into anything. I don't think, yeah, you definitely, yeah, like, look at this. Long houses and shit. Hold on. Yeah, there's like a throne here. Like that rug, I want that rug. That's pretty awesome. But there's like dungeons and shit. But yeah, like once you clear out this area, then you got to bring the whole thing to life, you know? Ow. So you got to re-till the ground, put some trees up, clear out all the crap. These corrupted trees have got to go. There's so much that you got to do. But if you did it, you know, now you've got a whole civilization, a whole place that you can come back to. Yeah, and you can't clear this out, but like once you do clear out the island, there's a resource on the inside of there that you can get that you need later. But that's where all the treasure is. But yeah, fun times. I totally would love to do that, but I can enjoy this game on my own. It's still in early access, for sure. You know? Oh, I don't have like a straight up quit. Okay. But my island is quite small compared to the other one. There we go. And if I leave them here long enough, they'll start breeding. If I keep them fed and I leave hay down, they'll actually start breeding. Which is cool. And that is Aloft, everybody. So yeah, thank you all for hanging out with me. This is my second stream tonight. We went pretty long, at least, I don't know, almost 7 hours total between both. But yeah, y'all have a great night, and I'll be back maybe tomorrow night with more Wolf Among Us, and if not, then definitely on Sunday, for sure. But that's going to have to be another segment of our adventure. Have a great night, everybody, and I'll see you out there in YouTube land. Peace.